Oh, yeah. You know what time it is. It is time for thedailybreadproject.com, your daily dose of goodness, love, of everything that's good in the world. See, out there it's crazy. In here it's nothing but good. We're bringing you God's light every day, nourishment at 10 a.m. Eastern. So I am going to bring on my guest, get this thing popping on Facebook. I said popping, no G at the end, on Facebook, and we'll rock into it as we always do about this time. So I see my man is here. I'm going to promote you to panelist, and I am going to get us live to Facebook while that is happening. And if the technology gods allow us to, we will be streaming shortly and chatting. So let's make
Hello,
sure.
hello.
Let's. I'm going to bring this thing live. I'll do the intro and all that. So I know you're excited, but just simmer down, fella. Let me get this thing going, and I'll do a proper intro. We're about to go live to Facebook. I'll share it to my page, and if you feel so inclined, you can share it too. And it looks like we might be having some technical difficulties on Facebook, which is not a big deal. We can always record this thing and put it up later. I'm going to give it one more shot and see if I can get it to work. If not, we'll just record the thing. So let me stop that live stream. Let me do one of my tricks here that works sometimes. Clear data. And we'll see if the tech gods behave. All right. Oh, no. I hit the wrong button there.
Video gods.
That's it, man. They're not cooperating today. It's not, you know what, Ed, this is the 41st one of these, and they don't always cooperate. So it's not a huge deal if they don't. But I always like to be able to share this thing live. I don't know why. It's an ego thing, I think.
Love it.
All right, here we go. It looks like it's going to work now. The little trick is happening.
Little tricks and tips. That's another book for you.
All right. Yes. Yeah. All right. We are streaming live to Facebook. I'll do the intro and we'll pop into this. You are listening to thedailybreadproject.com. Out there, the world is crazy. People are wearing helmets and shoulder pads to go to the grocery store. Everybody looks nuts, and people are living in fear. In here on thedailybreadproject.com, we're living in love. We are shining God's light so that you know there is some goodness left in the world. And I have recruited the very best, most positive people I can find to help me on my mission. Today I have Mr. Tom Kelly, a.k.a. TK, from the DM family. Bunch of initials there. What is up, brother?
Good morning. What's up, JR? How you doing, man?
Everything is up. Everything is up and running. We're up live on Facebook. The tech gods finally submitted to me. But dude, I'm so happy you're here. I'm stoked. And did I hear this right? Did you say this is your first podcast interview?
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Dude, what made you come out of your shell?
Well, when you're surrounded by 33 other individuals who always want to be better every single day in their life, you can't help but it's contagious, and you can't help but go, you know what? Let's play ball.
Yes, sir. The good kind of contagious.
Right.
That's what you want to catch if you're going to catch something. So awesome, man. I'm glad you're here, and I'll give you a quick rundown. I don't know if you followed, but what we do here is we talk about power, positivity, leadership, love, and opportunity. And so the first question I have for you today, Mr. Kelly, is where do you draw your source of power?
Wow. From the heart. I'm the first of 5 kids, and anybody that knows me on a personal level in my area anyway, my neighborhood, that knows my family and my parents, It's been repeated to me from hundreds, if not thousands of people throughout my life about your mom, your dad, their heart, they're this, they're that. And it's been instilled in me forever. And it beats the brain every time. So I'd say the heart, big time.
So you are a heart-driven entrepreneur. I love it. I love it, man. Were you always that way from the beginning?
Oh yeah. Um, well, let's see, from the beginning. The
You know, when you
beginning.
were young, like I was a real jerk off when I was young.
You know what? It's crazy. All the teachers would tell my mom and dad, we love Tommy. We love Tommy. Tommy Kelly's loved by a lot of people, but he won't sit still. He won't talk. He just goes over there, and he's nice and everything and respectful, but he needs to sit still. uh, so maybe not listening the best was one of those things growing up. But still, I always wanted to. I'd walk up to a lamppost or little Jenny or Bobby or Timmy. Hey, what are you doing? How are you? Can I play? So I was always getting involved in something.
Yes, sir. Cool, cool. All right. So I watch your videos on Instagram. I keep tabs on you. I'm stalking you. I'm following you
Uh,
around, and you you have a way of staying positive. I love the narrative, and so maybe you can share with the Daily Bread listeners where or how you manage to stay positive and stay focused on the good things.
well, it's a practice, and I'll again, if I'm repetitive about repeating something from the DM family that we're in, the mastermind with Mark, who at the helm of it. I mean, I've had conversations with him, wow, back in 2010, 11, 12-ish. And it's interesting. I didn't pull the trigger really on myself for a couple of years after that to get into the DM family, because I was just I had an appraisal firm in my neighborhood for a good since 2002-ish. And I, when times got tough with all the foreclosures in 2008-ish, um, it's weird. It's crazy. My business got busier because Bank of America, Citizens Bank, TD Bank, you name it, PNC, and you're always as good as your last at bat. Tom, can you do 40 more appraisals? Tom, can you do 30 more? Have them done by yesterday. And
Wow.
I'm a bit of I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Of course I said yes. And then my wife wanted to kill me because she was my right arm all the time. And now you're looking at 7 days a week, Saturday, Sunday nights, reviewing appraisals, inspections, review, write up, inspection, review, write up. And it's just, there was no real life there. Uh, and you'll find this something else about me. Sometimes I'll go off on a little bit of a tangent when you're asking me a question, and you got to pull me back in for a second to.
You're coming back. I know you're coming back. You're going to bring it to positivity. You just set the stage for how you got negative, and now you're going to
Oh,
bring
right.
it back.
Right. So I was stuck, and then I'm like, and my wife and I were like, there's got to be a better way in doing this. And we weren't happy. So yeah, sure, we were making good money, but really not happy at all. And then I guess the emotional brick, uh, and it goes back to just meeting people like yourself, Mark Evans, the guys in the group who have had their emotional hit in the head with the brick, and it just took me a little longer. I guess I'm a little bit of a late bloomer, and from and then the constant reminding of getting up early, the books, feeding your mind with the right stuff, and always it was always there from mom and dad being there. You want it, go get it. You want it, go get it. And I'll tell you another 2-minute story about something. Before I guess I got into entrepreneurship and owned my own business. I was a sales rep for Champion Clothing, like Nike Champion
Yeah.
sweaters and everything. I was in the East Pennsylvania rep, but to get there, I'm like, I want to do this. And my mom's like, well, go call the head office or whatever. So I called. I went in the phone book.
The what?
1994-ish, and I looked up and found Champion Products in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I'm in PA. And hi, how are you? I'm seeing if you guys are hiring. Oh, you got to call New York. Okay. Hi, how are you? My name's Tom Kelly. Are you hiring? No, you got to call Pennsylvania. So I just kept calling and calling, and it just so happened, you know what? We're hiring. Can you come for an interview next Wednesday? I was there, showed up, boom, and the rest is history. So if you instilled from mom and dad from an early, if you want it, go get it. You got to just go to the top and ask questions.
Yeah. All right. So here's what I heard is number one, your parents put it into you from the beginning. It is that heart of you want it, you go get it. And that helps you stay positive because you know you can go get it. The other thing I heard is being around other people and seeing them go get it and saying, why can't I go get it when we're talking about the DM family, right? I mean, that's what it is, isn't it? Getting in the right
100%.
environment.
Oh
And
my
so
God, yeah.
you said intentional, feeding your brain and being intentional, which are two subjects clearly you know I love. And so what are some of the things you're feeding your brain right now that keep you positive?
Oh, wow. Well, so as every morning, because of this stupid sick flu we have going on right now, which will end soon, instead of getting to the gym early on, I'll do my walk first. And every morning, it's an audible book. And for me, I need to hear it more than once. It's some people can get it the first time. I got to hear it 100 times maybe. But the most recent one is yesterday going into this morning. The greatest salesman had it. Where's here it is. So there it is.
Oh, how I raised myself from failure to success. Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Betcher, right? And it's interesting. This guy, he was born in the late 1800s in Philadelphia, where I'm from, and a lot of similarities. And it's just about you fall down, get up. And again, we hear it different ways. And this is 1880s. This guy was born, and you hear it in different guys with John Maxwell and Tony Robbins, and a lot of the speakers today. They're just resonating with the stuff that's been done a long time ago. And this guy Betcher goes back to Ben Franklin, and he said a lot of the same things. So it's a lot of the same things from different guys and girls, but it's, how can I say, blocking and tackling. I mean, I don't care if you're a Kansas City Chief fan or a Philadelphia Eagle fan. The offensive lineman, you got to block, you got to tackle, it's the same. It's row, the same stuff.
Foundational.
And the more it's in front of you or inside of you, it'll come out. And
Yeah.
a lot of that happened with going to the gym. That's how I lost 48 pounds. So
You're still doing 2-a-days?
one of the days right now. And I'm getting to that point. I'm getting antsy, and for a lot of reasons, I'm sure. But it's getting me to start off with some push-ups, and then push-ups and sit-ups. And I was at the point where I was doing 65-ish in a one, no breaks, and it was pretty cool.
One set, nice.
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like it. Cool. Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's actually super important for anybody listening. Is there are foundational things that you're going to hear over and over. Sometimes they don't click when you hear them from one person. You got to hear them from 3 people. I'm the same way. I could hear something for years, and then you say it, and I'm like, oh, finally, like, yeah, I get it. Now I get it. And it's just that repetition of putting the right things in your mind. And it's all foundational stuff. There's nothing new under the sun. I don't care what anybody says. Everything has already been said.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We're not inventing anything new here. Cool. So let's talk about leadership. And so times are a little bit different. Your business has got to be different right now. So how are you leading differently or at home? How are you leading differently with your team? How are you leading differently with your clients? Any or all of that?
Wow. So again, if I sound repetitive, it's a good thing, because it's the activities that have to be done and need to be done in order to get better results. So as far as my team, we do a daily huddle call. and it's 10 to 15 minutes with my acquisitions, transaction, and disposition guys. And it's going over little things that we do daily, that everybody's responsible for daily. And what's really amazing is we'll put out little fires in the morning. In that 10, 15 minutes, little fires will get put out so they don't become big fires later in the week or the month or for whatever's going on. Case in point, we have a deal that's acquired, and we sold it, and there's an occupant that has to move out, and it's a matter of being proactive. So something came up on the morning call where somebody had to reach out to somebody, and they thought they did, but it didn't happen. And we caught it quick enough to, like, you know what, as soon as we get off this call, I'll make the call to him to make sure we set that up so they can move their stuff. And that's putting out a small fire, so it doesn't become a big fire. So that's always constant, the morning call. And talking individually to the guys after the call. I'm usually talking to them more often now than before on maybe different solutions to the same problem, but different solutions now with a little more challenge. And I'm finding it's funny. It's interesting that it's back to the foundation of it's the next couple, 2 or 3 more calls. It's 2 or 3 more conversations. It's just a little bit more of the same stuff to just push it over the finish line. It's a little harder now than before, but it's still going to go over the finish line.
Yeah, man. What about at home? How has your leadership changed at home?
Well, my wife still thinks I'm insane.
Yeah.
But
Join the
that's
club.
right. And it's interesting. I get now, but now my transaction coordinator, she started to say, Tom, easy on the coffee until later. I'm like, but my intention's right. It's just the intensity's like, you sure you're not shooting heroin or cocaine? Never. I'm like, never done drugs in my whole life, but I can come off that way. And people like ask me in the past, like, you want to party? I'm like, we already are partying. What are you talking about? I didn't know what it meant. So, but yeah, my intensity is always there. It's I guess when it's good, everything's fine, but just the intensity, I guess I have to lower it a little bit because I'm just an intense person.
I think, and I think I'm actually suffering from this today, and I think you're missing your second workout. Like your 2 a day, you got too much pent up energy. Because this morning I changed my schedule, bro, and I didn't do my walk like I normally do, and I'm over here like pissed and crazy and angry, and I'm like, I really got to take care of myself. Like, this is stupid. I'm acting like a ridiculous person right now.
Right. Right.
I need my workout in the morning. I realize that I tried something different, didn't work. And the 2 a days, I'm starting to miss the 2 a days also.
Right.
Just because I think we're naturally high strung. Like we go get it. You want it, go and get it. You want, well, I'm going to go and get it. That's all I got to do. Go get it. I'm going to get it.
I agree, man. 100%.
All right, let's move into love. And I like to talk about love. What opportunities are you loving? What opportunities are you seeing right now that you love?
Well, this is brand new, and I guess it's fitting that new with the podcast with you. I've got some serious notes. I've had a few conversations over the last 7 days with, again, going back to our mastermind group, whether it's Mark saying something about a 9-word email, or Nate saying, I did this 3 times and this happened, or Kyle said this and this happened, or Matt said, or Austin, or you, or whoever said something and this happened. I'm always jotting notes and taking notes, and hey, why not try and apply it once and see what happens? I'm having more conversations with buyers and investors that I haven't had in years, or haven't had at all, even though they've bought from our company. And it's awesome because I never knew the guy played baseball where I played. I never knew the guy lived around the corner from me growing up. Like, a lot of just new avenues, like you said, new things, but something that I love. I always knew that I loved people. No, I love great people. I love people with a gigantic heart, and and I've been kicked in the face and beat physically and mentally and growing up and stuff, but I'm not going to change who I am. And I love great people. And you're asking me about what I love right now. I'm talking to like 5 individuals, and it's interesting how I've been in business 24 plus years, 24ish years, starting from a few dollar stores, getting my face kicked in. What's inventory management? Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll put it on my shoulder and I'll carry it across the end zone. I don't care. Yeah, you should. But the conversations I'm having right now, it's interesting what you know from your life, especially in this business. Owning an appraisal firm for 16 to 20 years, very active, and over the last so many years, more of investing in real estate, wholesale, rehabs, rentals. I'm finding more and more that I'm seeing that I want to help my fellow investors help get to their next level or continue more of what they're doing with us together. I'm finding that I'm kind of loving that, because it's forcing me in this time we're in now to have more of those conversations and really hear. And I just had a text from a guy he's a GC, and he got screwed, pardon my French, for doing something. Long story short, he had mechanics lien, and the deal still went through. So he's like, I got no faith in attorneys. His mechanics lien didn't get caught and stop the sale. We had a conversation. I'm like, dude, go back, do this, call. And I just helped him, and he's going to get his 20 grand back.
Wow.
So that was pretty amazing. And it made me feel so awesome inside. And it's just from what I've known in my life, what I've done in this industry. And you can like pull it out of your gut, and you don't even know it's down there. And I loved it.
Yeah. What I hear you saying, and it's something that I'm kind of obsessing about right now, is number one, being a leader, and number two, getting results. And you got all this talent, all this skill, all this knowledge, all this experience, and it's kind of selfish to keep it to yourself. If you can help other people and help them grow, that's also selfish, but in a greater way, because you're making an impact, right? Because I was talking to a friend about that yesterday, and the people that we work with at the Podcast Factory, they're all leaders of their communities, but I get to help them be better leaders so they can serve their community better. And you know what? Selfishly, I get off on that. I don't care. I love it. So
no, makes sense.
But you can make a greater impact. And so I love that you're talking about that. And I'm with you there, man. So let's talk about this, as we're coming up on the end here. This crazy time, it's unusual. It might be, hopefully is, once in a lifetime opportunity here. 5 years from now, you're looking back on today. How do you want people to remember you?
5 years from today, looking back, I think it might start with this podcast, Jonathan. I think if it generates another conversation I have with somebody, or maybe it's you, looking back, I can say I started this, and I started to really impact some people, and then just start to have a blast daily.
Look at you. Look at you. I didn't know this was such a big deal to you.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Good, man. All right. So anything else you want to share? Any thoughts, any ideas, anything that's in your heart that you want to put out there to the Daily Bread listeners?
Well, for all of you that I don't know yet, or haven't met, or do know, never give up. It's on my Facebook page. It's simple. I'm a keep it simple, stupid person, even though over the years, a lot of stuff gets jammed in, and I block myself from myself, if that makes any sense. And your heart's going to win every time. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care how smart you are. Your heart will win every time.
Love it. Love it. All right, Tom, where can people find you online? I can't remember it's not your name. So what's your handle on IG?
On Instagram, it's at Philly Cashflow.
There you go.
Facebook, it's Tom Kelly.
Awesome. Tom Kelly, and that's Tomkelly. And you'll know it's him because he's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he's got heart power. Anytime, any place, anywhere, it wins. All
You
right,
got it.
love it, man. Tom, thank you for bringing the light. That's leadership in good and hard times. We are grateful that we popped your podcast cherry here.
Well,
And I am stoked to see you moving along on your journey. Thank you very much. Everybody, share this episode. If you found this helpful, share it with someone. This is the dailybreadproject.com. We're bringing you the light daily at 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you, Tom, for being with us.
thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much, man.
Okay,
Awesome.
ciao.